Today on Rock the Park,
This is one enormous door.
we're heading underground,
This isn't something you do every day.
checking out a weapon of war,
Took 3 minutes to get that warhead going 15,000 miles an hour.
squeezing in some sightseeing,
This is crazy. Look at this.
And scaling what almost became a national icon.
How do you like me now?
We're back in the Midwest.
I'm ready to get going.
Our South Dakota Odyssey starts right now. I'm Jack Steward.
This is the real deal.
And I'm Colton Smith.
These are mountains.
We've been buddies for years, always in search of the next adventure.
Dude, what was that?
We share a passion for our national parks and other wild places around the world.
Oh my God.
Heading off the beaten path, pushing our limits, and experiencing nature's best-kept secrets.
Here we go.
It's how we rock the park.
Yeah, so the cone right there is where the warhead would be.
Yep, you heard me right. We're exploring what was a nuclear missile inside what's now a national park. Located on a peaceful prairie that once held the power to destroy the world. It's just one of the more unusual spots we'll be visiting in South Dakota, an odyssey that will take us to one of the country's largest state parks and some of the area's oldest rock formations.
South Dakota is one of the most unsuspecting places to find adventure. It's almost as if it's just hiding in plain sight.
Where we're heading right now, I have driven by probably 20 times. I never knew that Minuteman was right there off the side of the road.
Yeah. This is pretty crazy, you guys. We are on our way to the Minuteman National Historic Site, which is a nuclear missile launch site.
Buried into the earth in all these fields out here, basically.
This is not like any national park site I've ever been to.
This is the Delta One Launch Control Facility, part of a more than 13,000 square mile swath of western South Dakota that was on the front lines of the Cold War between the Soviet Union and the United States and our allies from 1963 to 1993. Ranger Jim Bench is showing us around.
Okay, what's going on? First I see the restricted area, the picture of the soldier, use of deadly force authorized. Are there bombs in the area here that can go off?
No, all of those have been taken away. They're long gone. This is the way it used to be.
Okay, we're preserving history here.
Yeah. We'll check out the top side first.
Jim worked here in the 1970s when this place was on alert at all times. Back then, there were 1,000 Minuteman missiles scattered throughout the western U.S. and 150 here in South Dakota, and our enemies knew it.
You would have to be the world's dullest spy not to know exactly where our missiles were.
That was the point, right? Is to let people know that these exist as a deterrent.
Absolutely. Step on into the launch control facility.
Topside, as Jim calls it, looks like an average American dorm and cafeteria.
Hop aboard when you're ready.
It's pretty cool. But 30 feet below ground is anything but ordinary. As illustrated by the 8-ton blast-proof steel and concrete door with its ghoulish humor.
This is one enormous door.
Well, welcome to Delta One Launch Control Center.
Wow.
This is a Cold War-era bunker specially designed to withstand a nuclear attack.
This control center was full of what was state-of-the-art technology,
This is the missile status indicator panel.
used by the crew to remotely monitor all the missiles in its care.
Nuclear safety was our job one. It wasn't launching missiles.
Are we gonna get to see one of these missiles?
Absolutely.
The Minuteman missiles were strategically positioned in unassuming fields throughout western South Dakota.
This is Delta 9 launch facility.
It houses an 80-foot underground silo and the aptly named Minuteman missile.
Took 3 minutes to get that warhead going 15,000 miles an hour, heading north over the North Pole, up to 6,000 miles plus into Soviet territory.
Wow.
Today, this silo has a glass roof that allows park visitors to peek in and check out the weapon. But we're getting a rare chance to climb down inside the silo for a closer look.
Pretty steep ladder, big drop, so just making sure we're safe.
Coming down.
We're heading down this ladder into the silo where we're gonna check out this massive missile. We're climbing down while also being lowered with this pulley.
All right, we're down.
This isn't something you do every day, climbing into a silo.
All right, we're off rope.
Let's check this out.
Wow.
Up close, you feel the enormity of the weapon and its capabilities.
Yeah, so the cone right there is where the warhead would be.
All the rest of this is just that,
missile.
yeah, just missile and vessel to get it there.
A 57-foot missile topped with what was a 1.2 megaton nuclear warhead capable of reaching its intended target within the Soviet Union in less than 30 minutes. A weapon that, in the end, may have actually deterred a nuclear war. Today, there are still 400 active Minuteman missiles keeping a silent watch in North Dakota, Montana, and Wyoming.
It's incredible.
It really is.
And South Dakota has more surprises in store for us. And just like the Minuteman, they are hiding in plain sight.
This is crazy. Look at this.
Wow.
We're in western South Dakota exploring some hidden treasures. And as always, we have to be ready for anything.
It's crazy when you're on these long road trips, there's so much that you gotta keep track of and be prepared for.
Being on the road as much as we've been, now we've got all these things pretty dialed in at this point.
So to start off with, I wanna make sure I have a good solid backpack for going into the backcountry. I wanna make sure I've got different sleeping bags, a bear canister. I mean, even when you're not in bear country, these babies will protect your food from other little critters. Tents. I got headlamps, gloves, sunscreen. I'm really proud of this one. This is my water bottle stash. This one is actually a foam roller. If you ever need to roll out anything, your back, this thing actually works in two different ways. And that's what it's all about when you're packing on the road. You want to have stuff that's multifunctional, and I love this thing.
Also, remember to pack stuff for all kinds of climates.
That's all this is. Whatever climate we find ourselves in, I'm gonna have something that's gonna be perfect for me.
And then it's always good to have some food in your car. Everything from snacks to keep you happy, but also some food that in case you break down, you've got something to survive off of for a little while.
Yeah, needless to say, we always have plenty of food with us.
We try to be creative in finding space and not just in the back.
We've got this nice topper here that can store all of the little supplies that would end up cluttering your vehicle. It's super important stuff.
This is all the survival stuff.
Jumper cables, lights, other little things, straps to be able to strap things down. So that's your basic roadside kit there, but beyond that, sometimes you don't know if you're gonna come across another car, and that's where this thing really becomes handy. This tiny little battery, it's the size of a smartphone, can jumpstart your car, and that is a lifesaver when you're out on these roads where you're probably not gonna see anyone else.
I have used that thing. It's amazing.
I mean, from there, it's just like common sense stuff, you know, have some oil handy.
Extra water.
Yeah, the
just
water's
in case.
big. Water's huge.
Make sure you've got a first aid kit too. You can pick up one like this to stash in the glove box, under a seat, or in the car topper.
Have your stuff organized, and that's gonna help you stay safe out on the road.
And know where you're going.
Yeah.
Know if you're gonna be finding yourself in a place where there's not gonna be any services and help may be a long ways away. And it's never a bad idea to have a map.
Might be old school, but hey, that thing's never gonna fail.
Good to go? Let's go climb some rock, huh?
Oh yeah.
With the prairie in the rearview mirror, we're heading into South Dakota's famous Custer State Park, which includes one of the oldest mountain ranges in North America. The Black Hills, so named for the dark appearance of the pine trees that cover them, were once towering peaks that have eroded to half their original height.
And some of the rock in this area is 2 billion years old. Really, really old granite, which also makes for great climbing.
The Needles Highway has a lot of tight maneuvers, including this one.
This is crazy. Look at this. Wow. Oh man, we're squeezing through.
The Needles Eye Tunnel doesn't have much room for error. It's just under 8.5 feet wide.
Wow, that was cool.
We're headed to another hidden treasure called Cathedral Spires for obvious reasons. Mount Rushmore was originally supposed to be located here, but the sculptor discovered these granite spires were too fragile to support it.
You guys ready to do some climbing?
Yeah. Guides Cheryl and Daryl will be taking us up the spires today.
The granite, the spires that we're gonna climb today, was buried under softer sedimentary rock, and all of that rock eroded away over time, and we're climbing the oldest central core of the Black Hills.
Wow.
And if all goes as planned, we're going to end up at the highest point, which is named Spire 4.
I'm stoked.
Yeah, so are we.
We've got a short hike in and out of a forest to get to our first climb.
It's always awesome when you get to do something fun like go climbing, and on your way to get there, you get to hike an amazing trail like this.
What isn't so great is all the garbage you sometimes spot along a trail. Our parks take a beating, and when you see something like this, do yourself and others a huge favor and pick it up and pack it out with you. It helps to carry a small trash bag just for that purpose. If we all do our part, we can help keep our parks and trails clean.
And hey, you might even find some unexpected treats along the trail.
It's been a great year for them. We've had a lot of moisture, so they're larger and more plentiful than normal this season.
Wild raspberries. So good.
Perfect. Turns out, berries won't be the only surprise we encounter on this climb.
There's a goat up there, like in our starting spot.
That's exactly where we're climbing next. So, I don't know what we're gonna do.
We're in South Dakota's Custer State Park, getting ready to climb one of these rugged cathedral spires. We haven't even harnessed up, and the view is already stopping us in our tracks.
South Dakota, man, it's pretty awesome.
Places like this, they show you why it always pays off to take the back roads.
This is the oldest rock in one of South Dakota's oldest state parks. We'll be climbing 3 pitches today.
Vertical feet-wise, how much are we climbing today?
Each pitch is around 100 feet.
Okay.
You ready to get going?
I'm ready to get going, yeah.
Let's do it.
Crushing it.
Cheryl leads the way, carefully free climbing as she secures the belay ropes the rest of us will use on the way up to this first pitch.
Right now, with Jack's climbing, handholds, footholds basically everywhere that you look. And then from here on, the progression's gonna kind of build. The handholds aren't gonna be as obvious. This is a nice little warm-up. How's it going, Jack?
Feels great.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice, coarse rock.
This rock was created from magma that cooled slowly. The result is granite that contains big crystals and lots of hold options for making it to the top.
Rock climbing is one of those sports that really forces you to be in the moment. And I love that about it.
All right, nice, Jack.
Thank you. It's a good little warm-up.
Turns out, I wasn't the first to the top of this pitch.
There's a goat up there, like in our starting spot. Be aware, maybe give him a little space.
So this is a classic example of the animals being in their home and us having to work around them. Now that's presenting a major dilemma because that's exactly where we're climbing next.
We have no choice but to wait for the goat to leave on his own. Meanwhile, Colton starts his climb.
Getting back into the swing of things.
While I keep an eye on our roadblock.
Yeah. Oh, this is nice.
Be aware that we have a goat right over there. You see him?
Oh, wow, yeah.
This is like a goat jam.
This kind of is, yeah. But how amazing mountain goats, how their hooves are just so outfitted perfectly for climbing in rocky areas just like this.
Each toe on the goat's cloven hoof has a hard edge that surrounds a soft pad.
He's moving on.
That's the perfect combo for making this mountaintop maneuver look easy.
They're the OGs, the original rock climbers.
With our buddy gone, we are repositioning and getting a better look at the second leg of our climb.
So first part of the pitch, pretty straightforward. Then as you get into things up there, the holes are gonna get a lot smaller. We're gonna get a lot more vertical.
Yeah, this is definitely the exciting part, and it's getting pretty vertical. Thankfully, I'm able to just relax a bit and look for the holds, because they are there.
Nice, Jack. How you feeling?
That was fun.
Good.
I am climbing.
Climb away, Colton.
And up we go.
I'm finding holds in the rock face and trusting in my feet to power me up the pitch.
You're doing awesome, Colton.
He's crushing it.
View sure is pretty up here. Sweet.
Good job.
Yeah. 2 pitches down, but 1 big hurdle to go.
Oh my gosh.
We're in South Dakota's Custer State Park, nearing the tallest point in the cathedral spires.
Nice.
It's fun.
But there's a new challenge just a few feet from the summit.
Yeah, this is daunting.
It's what climbers call a chimney formation. It's only a 3-foot gap in the granite, but it extends way down, about 45 feet. Enough space to give you pause before you launch across.
You got it, dude.
Nice.
No big deal. Yes! Summit! This is incredible.
Pretty spectacular, huh?
Oh yeah. Wow. So many of these spires just everywhere. What a beautiful place.
Colton's on the way.
You're on it. Nice.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's a little daunting, you know? Doesn't look like much from down there, but all of a sudden, it does.
You're just gonna lean over and touch the other side. Woo, feet first.
How do you like me now?
Welcome to the summit, my friend.
So,
We have got you in our
all
web
right,
now.
yeah.
That was a sick climb, right?
It's perfect.
Yeah.
And then you can't really beat the ending.
No, this is pretty cool. That big block out there, that's the back of Mount Rushmore.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah.
Pretty awesome.
You can see from here just where the Great Plains end and the Black Hills begin.
It's just so incredible to me how much there is right in this area, kind of hidden in plain sight. Yesterday, who knew that there were those missiles in the middle of the plains? I never thought I would be standing in the room where a nuclear bomb could be like launched.
Certainly, I know. You see just a tiny little sign, you think, yeah, that's okay. Pull over, it's worth it. And you can have a fun time learning that history too. And then to go from that to then just experiencing the adventure that these places have for you. It just opens up an entirely new playground that you had no idea was right in front of you.
We've done a lot of climbs, man. I had some of the most fun ever today.
Yeah.
All right, man, a brand new adventure in a very familiar place.
You got that right, I like that.
When it comes to the historic lessons and surprising adventures within our parks, one and done definitely does not apply. Circle back to your favorite places. The more times you visit, the more hidden gems you're sure to uncover. And remember,
Hey, if we can do it,
So can you.
So the next chance you get, go out and rock the park.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave any questions or comments that you have.
And please subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more to come.